You ever wondered why, when things are going really awesome and really great in your life, that all of a sudden you get in a random fight with your husband, or something unexpected comes up and then it just feels like everything goes to the S word? Today we're talking about why that happens and how you can start to handle the chaos when it comes. So Joe Dispenza talks about, who is an expert in different ways in the field, that when we were humans, when humans were around and T-Rexes were also, when we were commingling, living amongst each other, there was this instinct within us to want to fight. So I'm literally fighting to protect my family, protect the tribe. I'm going to flight, so we are hauling our behinds back to the cave. We're running into the cave. Or freeze, don't move, right? There's a predator that's right in front of us, don't move. So we had all of these instincts that built up within us when we were around predators. Now, in 2025, we're not living amongst T-Rexes anymore. We don't have T-Rexes that are, if any of you know about that, let me know, but we don't have any T-Rexes anymore, right? However, our bodies have gotten so used to still being in fight, flight, freeze. What activates, meaning what really triggers, it's a popular word, what triggers us to feel fight, flight, freeze, is TV shows and movies. When you watch TV shows or when you watch movies, there's oftentimes this, let's say a good opening, and then there's some sort of drama, some sort of chaos that happens, and then sometimes it'll end in a really happy ending, or maybe it's a sad ending, depending on the movie. What we consume, what you consume, activates the fight, flight, freeze within you. So, for example, my family and I were watching a movie the other day, and it's about 2 days ago. And it started off, really cute, and it was kind of funny, and, they're just going along throughout the movie. And then all of this chaos starts happening. Something, of course, doesn't go as planned, and then they start lying to one another, and then they start making these huge assumptions that, oh, this person did this, so let me sabotage their whole entire day. And the whole time I'm thinking and also saying out loud to my parents, this is what's so important about having a regulated nervous system. Because if they had a regulated nervous system, none of this would be happening to this extreme. And that's why whenever you want to physically fight your husband, you are ready, your words are ready to go, or you want to physically leave the conversation with your kids, or you feel like you freeze and you don't know what to say, and you're like, how is this conversation even happening to me right now, or around me right now? That's why when those things happen, it's so important to regulate our nervous system. So what does regulating your nervous system even mean? A regulated nervous system means you feel ease. You feel peace. You feel calmness. You feel that. A dysregulated nervous system is when you feel you're shaking, your body's actually shaking. When you feel like you feel an uproar. It's going to feel different for everyone, but you feel maybe like an uproar in your chest coming through your throat, like you physically want to yell at a person. You physically want to yell like you're so ready, you're on. How many of you have felt that? You can go ahead and pop comments in the chat. How many of you felt that, where you're like, ooh, if this person just has one more oh, like you're ready, you're on guard, you're ready. You have fighting words, you know. Flight, meaning you physically feel your body turning away from the conversation, like you are ready, you're ready to leave. Maybe again, there's some shaking that can come from that. Or freeze, like your throat physically feels like it's just closing and you're not here. It's kind of foggy. There's a lot of foggy energy. Or you're also going on automatic. So you're just kind of automatically going about your day and you're like, how did I even end up where I am right now? So all of these can be forms of when you are dysregulated, meaning that you are in a dysregulated state. The goal is not to be perfect. This is not about me wanting you, or for me within myself, to be perfect. So it's not about always having a regulated nervous system, because we're human and there's going to be times where we get dysregulated. There's going to be times when we feel, some fear, we feel scared, we feel some fogginess. That's normal. That's natural. We don't always want to be in that state though. And when we watch certain movies and TV shows, I'll even go to say most TVs and movies, they keep us in that state. They keep us in this state of dysregulated nervous system. So this is why it's really important to be mindful of what you consume, of what you watch. What TV shows are you watching? What movies are you watching? What are you listening to? That all impacts your nervous system. So logically, we want the healthy relationship with our husband. We want the healthy relationships with the partner. We want the healthy relationships with our kids. We want the money. We want the assets. We want it all. We want I don't like to say that. We want the passive income. We want whatever version of what you want it. So why does it feel like when everything's going so good that it just turns to S? It just takes a left, and it's like, well, wait, how did I just get in this argument with my partner? I wasn't even that, like, that's just confusing. How did that even just happen? How did that just happen with my husband? I don't understand. Logically, we want what's safe. Logically, we want what's healthy. Our bodies, though, because of, and there's so many different factors in this, but because of what we consume, because of the TV shows and because of the movies that we watch, our nervous systems have gotten so used to being in a dysregulated state. Meaning that it goes good, and then there's some chaos, and there's lying, and there's fighting. Like from TV shows that you watched growing up, and how you saw your parents talk to each other, and then your grandparents and your family. If there was a lot of yelling, that's what, even though logically you're like, that's not healthy, that's what your body feels is safe. And I want you to hear me on this. That is what your body feels is safe. So the whole point of regulating your nervous system, of learn how to regulate your nervous system, is so that yes, you feel ease and you feel peace and you feel calmness, but that you actually train your body to know that that is what's healthy. Is that making sense? I want for you all to put some comments in, put some reactions in, say it makes sense, thumbs up, something, to put some sort of reaction to say, does that make sense? That because of the environment that you see, because of what you watch, Logically, you want what's safe and healthy. But because of the TV shows and because of what you saw your parents, how you saw your parents talk to each other and how you saw your grandparents talk to each other and what you saw in movies growing up and what you saw in TV shows, and most of the time it's just for fun, right? It's not like you turn on a TV show and it's like, oh, let me watch chaos, right? Maybe some of you want to do that, but most of you are like, I just want to watch TV. And growing up, when you're 7, you don't think, let me just watch chaos. You're like, let me watch TV. That's what we do. Logically, you want what's safe and healthy, but our bodies have gotten so used to feeling safe in chaos, to feel safe when there's fighting, to feel safe when there's yelling. Okay, there's some thank yous, praise hands, right, Asab 100, yes. Okay, so you all are getting this, you're resonating with this. So what do we do? What do we do now that we have awareness that we want what's safe and healthy? We want the healthy relationship. We want the money. We want the passive income. We want the assets. We want the healthy relationships with our kids. We want to travel. We want to feel ease, peace, all the different things, and not sabotage it continuously. What you do is you regulate your nervous system to feel ease, peace, calmness, meaning it is your responsibility, because we can't go back and change all those things. What you can do and what's important for you to do is to train your body to physically feel safe when things are going good in your life. To train your body that healthiness and goodness is actually what's safe. Chaos is not safe. Yelling is not normal. It's not healthy on any level. Peace, calmness, ease, safety is what's healthy, is what's safe for our body. So how do you train your body to know that ease, peace, goodness, happiness, and joy is actually what's safe for you and not chaos, stress, fear, overwhelm? Things you can do. I just got a call. To regulate your nervous system, there's different tools for you to practice. And what's important for you to do is to practice a variety of these tools every single day. Why? Because what you're doing is you're breaking a habit. So your body feeling like it's conditioned, your body feeling like it's safe, your body feeling like it's normal to experience yelling and overwhelm, we're just going to change that habit. Okay? So some tools for you to regulate your nervous system, to feel more ease, peace, safety, and hold it in your body. Number 1, be very mindful during this time of what you watch, what movies and TV shows you watch. I rarely watch TV and I rarely watch movies. Why? Because 1, I think that there's a better use of my time that I can do. I can either educate myself, I can spend time with loved ones, I could play a game, I could relax, and not condition my mind and not have my mind around chaos. That's me. I don't want to see chaos. I don't want to see drama. I don't want to see yelling, because I don't want my body to know or to think that is normal, because it's not. I don't want my body to think, oh, that's what's safe again, because it's not. I want my body to know that ease, peace, calmness, happiness, oh, that's actually safe. Okay, that's what's safe, right? So the TV show that I watch is Bluey, and it's a kid's show, and I love it because the way that the parents talk to each other, excellent parenting. It's more of a happy atmosphere and vibe. And that's what I want my brain to see. That's what I want my nervous system to feel. So get really intentional with the type of TV shows and movies that you're watching. What are you reading? What are you listening to? If you listen to the news, just turn off the news. As Myron Golden talks about, it's not news, it's just the bad news. there's no good news on the news. It's all bad news, and it's all just, as Myron talks about, which I love, it's all just getting you confused to focus on other things that are not going on in your life, right? So it's just distractions. It's distractions, and then your nervous system's all wound up and you're trying to save the world, but it's like, how can you save your world if you're trying to save the world? It's like, let's focus on your world and getting your body together, right? I get it. I can't stand where TV is now. I'm going to say that's rarely watch TV now. I read more, get outside more, rarely watch. Yeah, getting outside is great. It's great for your nervous system. It's excellent to do. Horrible in regards to the news, I'm assuming. Classical music. Yeah, those are all great for you. Classical music is excellent to listen to. It's very soothing for our nervous system. Very soothing for your body. So some ways that you can regulate your nervous system, meaning you can feel more ease, peace, calmness, happiness, and actually train your body to feel, okay, this is safe within me. Taking a cold shower in the morning. Excellent to do in the morning. Why? Because when you take a cold shower, you physically are teaching yourself to breathe. Breathing is another excellent tool for you to regulate your nervous system, for you to feel more peace, because, and we're not going to go too deep into this right now, you have what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. Your parasympathetic nervous system is basically when you are experiencing ease and peace. So when you breathe, you activate physically within you ease and peace. You activate your nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system. So it's excellent to practice breathing. Guess what? You're breathing right now. You can breathe intentionally at any point throughout your day. Anytime that you feel like you want to yell at your husband, chop off his head, yell at your employee, if your kid does one more thing, you're throwing the Lego across the room, right? Take a breath. Take a breath first. Right? Take a breath. Smile. This regulates your parasympathetic nervous system for you to feel more ease. Taking a cold shower, as I mentioned, excellent, because that is how you are starting to intentionally breathe. Having a cold fan or a mini fan blowing next to you while you're at work or while you are at home, while you're cooking dinner, also excellent, because any cold exposure, like the cold plunges, for example, great to do, because again, you are trained, you physically have to breathe. When you hold your breath when it's cold, what happens? You're like, ugh, it's so cold, I can't breathe, right? And your body's shaking and you're like, ah, right? When you breathe, you can actually feel warmer, meaning that it doesn't feel as cold. Your body gets used to it because you feel more ease, you feel more peace, you feel more calmness. So any type of cold exposure, excellent for your body. And also breathing. Another great one that I learned about somewhat recently, is humming. Humming is actually really great for you to feel peace and ease in your body. So, and I want you all to practice doing this with me right now. So practice humming. 1, 2, 3. The humming allows us to feel calmness, to feel ease within ourselves. You can, and this is in the comfort of your own space, screaming in general, screaming into a pillow, very helpful, especially if you're feeling like you want to fight someone, you want to fight your husband, you want to fight your partner, you want to fight your coworker. Great to scream into the pillow and actually imagine what you want to say. Instead of, for example, saying all of that to your husband, say it to the pillow. You can still say exactly what you want to say, but just say it to the pillow, because most of the times when we get in arguments, when you get in fights, we don't remember that the other person that you're talking to, you love or you care for them. Like, how many of us can forget that? When we're in the heat of the moment, when we're dysregulated, there's fear, there's chaos, there's some sort of trigger that happens, we forget that the person that we're talking to, we actually love or care for. And I'm sure you've experienced that as well. When someone is not calm, and you're in a fight and you're fighting, and then someone says something really hurtful to you. And then after the conversation, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean that. I'm so sorry. You're like, yeah, you can maybe understand where they were coming from, but it still hurts you. And you still think about that. It still impacts you. And then maybe that's something you start to think about even more. When that was never meant for you to experience. That was never meant for you to take on. That lie. So this is what's so important. And we just listed a few different tools that you can do. But this is what's so important about intentionally regulating your nervous system, because it impacts your everyday life. For you as a woman who wants to feel more empowered, more radiant, more peace, more ease within your daily life, this is one of the first steps to do. For you to physically feel safe with calmness, physically feel safe with ease, physically feel safe with peace. And you do this by regulating your nervous system, because again, logically, you want what's safe, you want what's healthy. You want the money, you want the passive income, you want the vacations, you want the peace with your husband when you speak, you want the joy with your kids. So for us to physically feel safety, we must practice regulating our nervous system to physically train yourself to know it is safe and healthy and important and normal and the norm for me to feel ease and peace in my life. This is what's safe. Chaos, overwhelm, fear, that is not normal. That is not safe. That is not my norm. My norm is ease, peace, happiness. And that is safe for me to feel. So the next time that you feel that you want to fight your husband, you want to leave the conversation with your coworkers, you feel your neck freezing, you feel like, I don't know what to say, practice breathing. Practice these tools. Tell that person that you love and care for, I love you, and just give me 5 minutes. All right, I just need 5 minutes. I'm not feeling as grounded right now, and I would love for us to chat after. Or, I love you, and I'm feeling a little ungrounded. I'm gonna go ground myself. It's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird to say. It's gonna feel awkward. It's gonna feel like that's the last thing I want to say, because that's just not what's in your norm yet. That's just not the habit yet. So by practicing these tools daily, taking a cold shower, moving your body in the morning, cold fan, breathing, humming, screaming into a pillow, shaking your body. These are all great tools for you to teach yourself how to feel more ease and peace in your everyday life, and to train your body to know that that is actually what's safe for you to feel. So we dive much deeper into this in the Maison and the Becoming era. The Becoming era is for the woman who's tired of extreme overwhelm. You're tired of constantly doing everything for everyone. You've done everything for everyone for years. And you're like, Mallory, I am so tired of doing that. I'm tired of putting everyone first. I am ready to feel more peace and clarity and ease. And I'm ready to have more time for myself without feeling guilty. You want to feel relief knowing that you're not broken. You want to feel clarity in who you are. You want to give yourself permission to do the things that you want to do without feeling guilt. This is what the Becoming era teaches you. To join us in the Becoming era, comment Queen, and we will send you the link to join us. Ultimately, practice these tools every single day. And not all of them, right? For my people who are like, okay, let me get a checklist, right? Like, don't go overboard. Practice varieties of these tools every single day. Be intentional with what you're watching. Be intentional with what you're listening to. And watch your life change. Watch your relationships change. You won't have as many fights. You won't yell as often, if at all. Because when you do, or when you hear that, you're like, oh, that's not my normal. You know to start breathing, you know to regulate yourself, and then have a calm conversation. I hope you all experience ease, peace in your day-to-day life. This is why TV shows and movies are crushing the lives that we want in various ways. Be intentional. You've got this. And let me know how these tools, not just this next week, but for the remaining of your lives, for the rest of your lives, practice these. And let us know how these work for you. I send you peace and good energy your way. And I will see you all when I see you all again. Have a nice one, everyone.